Marshall, and I'm going to explain CSS455. CSS455, Forensic Science. Now, in exam, you may be asked to discuss forensic science. Forensic science, you may be asked to discuss or define forensic science. Yes. There are key things you need to add to your discussion. The first thing is your definition of forensic science. The second thing is the types or the branches of forensic science. Then you explain some of those types of forensic science. Yes. So how do you define forensic science? What is a simple definition? A simple and elaborate definition of forensic science. Now, forensic science can be defined as the use of science and technology to investigate crime and gather convincing evidence for court use. Yes. Forensic science can simply be defined as the use of science and technology to investigate crime and gather convincing evidence for court use. That is a simple definition of forensic science. Yes. Then we have types or branches of forensic science. Number one, we have forensic DNA analysis. Number two, we have forensic pathology. Number three, we have forensic toxicology. Number four, we have forensic odontology. We have forensic psychology. We have forensic criminology. We have computational forensic. We have forensic accounting. We have forensic anthropology and many other, branches or types of forensic science. Yes. So when you're done listing up to 10 types or branches of forensic science, is a need for you to explain maybe 5. Is a need for you to explain some of them. Remember I told you that the answer, the score you get, the mark you get for listing is actually different from the mark you get for explaining. If you list 10 items, you get mark for that 10 items. Then when you explain them, you get a separate mark for explaining them. So that's why it's important for you to list up to 10 types of branches of forensic science, even though you will explain 5. Yes. So when you're done explaining them, you come down and explain some of the types that have that you can easily explain. The first one there is forensic DNA analysis. Forensic DNA analysis is the simple way to explain is this. Forensic DNA analysis is the use of human body samples such as fingerprints to link or identify crime suspects, to link or identify the perpetrators of a crime. Yes. DNA has helped solve murder cases. DNA sample is collected, processed, and analyzed in forensic science laboratory. It can be used, to prove the guilt or the innocence of a suspect in various kinds of criminal cases. There are many samples from which to collect a person DNA, and there are many sources of DNA. There are many biological sources of DNA. Fingerprint is one. Is a blood stain in a crime scene is another one. Sperm can be used, especially when a woman is raped. We can extract, the sperm from the woman's body, and we can use it to trace the perpetrator. Saliva can be used. People, criminals, when they are done in a crime scene, or they mistakenly, or they're carried away, they spit on the ground, or we can extract their saliva and use it to trace them. We can use urine. We can use urine to trace the perpetrators of crime. All these are more actually, examples of forensic DNA analysis in investigation of crime, and helps us to gather convincing evidence for court use. Yes, that is why forensic science can simply be defined as the use of science and technology. Yes, laboratory, human body sample, analyzing it, all those things are actually science. A microscope is actually technology that helps us, process and analyze, body samples. Yes, so forensic DNA analysis, is actually, is a type of forensic science that has to do with, the use of human body samples such as fingerprints, blood, hair, saliva, and different kinds of, and other biological, fluids. Yes, so you can easily explain it like that in exam. It's easy for you to explain it in exam that way. Then you move on to the next, next type or branch of forensic science, and you explain it as well. Next one there is forensic toxicology. Forensic toxicology. Forensic toxicology. Forensic toxicology, is a type is a type or a branch of forensic science that is actually applied, in suspected